Okay, it is March 24th, 2018, and there was an Overwatch PTR patch today, and we're going to talk about the patch today, because there are some things of note in it, so let us start. So, first off, Blizzard World moved the first payload checkpoint, Pylon Terrace, back 10 meters. We moved the checkpoint back for two reasons. The original location swung the map's balance too far in one direction, favoring the defenders. Also, once the payload reached the checkpoint, defenders returning from spawn could get pinned in this area, usually resulting in their death. That is actually, like, the worst spawn in the game. Like, if you respawn badly on, like, Gibraltar's second or third checkpoint, a couple people might die. If you respawn badly on Blizzard World's second checkpoint, your whole team dies. Like, it's a terrible spawn, actually. 10 meters is one of those things that doesn't really sound like a lot, but I think that will actually have quite a big impact on that map, because with a couple of exceptions, most of the games I've seen on Blizzard World get decided on the second checkpoint, and it's usually that one team gets it really close to the end of the track, but they can't quite get it up that last little part right at the end, which is like quite a hard little stretch, actually, and then your spawn is like really far away as the attackers as well. So I think that will actually have quite a big impact on that map, even though 10 meters doesn't necessarily sound like a lot. Players can choose to avoid his teammate with a drop-down menu in the career profile. Praise the Lord. Finally. Thank you, Daddy Jeff. It's everything I could have ever wished for. There was an avoid player option very long ago when the game came out. Then they took it away, and now they're bringing it back. I believe this is a temporary feature, avoided for 1 week, yeah. Thank goodness. Somebody's obviously throwing on your team. You can avoid that player. And like, yeah, you might get him back after a week or so, but that won't matter for like the majority of the population. You'll probably never see that guy again. But you will not run into him on the same night on your team, at least, right? Like, thank goodness, because there's a lot of terrible people in this game, so thank you. Thank you, Daddy Jeff. It's everything I could have ever dreamed of. The poor teamwork drop-down menu has been removed. Also, thank fucking goodness. So many people are like, come in to report X, but X isn't throwing. He's just bad. Yeah, poor teamwork though, right? Let's report him anyway. Like, fucking, thank goodness that's gone. Gameplay sabotage is also like, it's functionally the same thing. I guess it just sounds slightly more inclusive. Whatever. Sombra's enemies hacked end of round card now displays her offensive assist. Bridget's golden weapon variant now also gives her a gold shield. Excellent. Changed Mercy's Valkyrie voice line. It's heroes never die now again, right? I'm pretty sure. Good. Hooray. Yes. Simplified hero, whatever. So, the actual, like, important stuff, right? Micro missiles, explosive damage reduced from 6 to 4. Now, that's something that also doesn't sound like a lot, right? Like, it's like 2 damage per missile. Whatever. Like, that's a lot. That's 33%. Of her damage from micro missiles has been nerfed, right? When you put it like 6 to 4, doesn't sound like a big deal when you think, oh, that's actually a third of it, isn't it? And the thing that D.Va currently has going for her is that she does the biggest thing D.Va has going for her is that she does a lot of burst damage, right? Like somebody's out of position, she dives on that person and she fucking kills them. So this, even though it doesn't look like much, it might actually make her, like, unplayably bad. Like, I do think it could actually have, like, far enough reaching implications to make her unplayable, because there might not actually be anything she has going for her if she can't reliably kill people. And with Bridget getting added to the game next season as well, it's going to be a lot harder to actually burst one person to death. So, if D.Va just flat out can't reliably burst people to death anyway, she might actually just end up being really bad. Like, it might, even though 6 to 4 doesn't look like a lot, it might actually make her bad enough as to be, like, essentially pointless to pick her. I mean, that also might be overly dramatic, but, like, she is getting her burst damage reduced by, like, a lot, right? Like, that's oh fuck, actually. So, I mean, I guess we'll see. Now, everybody's losing their mind over this one. May. Endothermic blaster now pierces enemies so she can be freezing multiple people at the same time. And they still don't pierce shields, by the way. It says at the end. I don't think it matters. I don't think that really matters. Like, yes, it's objectively a buff. It has objectively made Mei stronger. I don't think it actually has any kind of real implication. Because whenever I think about, like, a team fight where Mei is in it, she's probably going to be still mostly just freezing one person, and she might incidentally freeze another person now and then. If there's a really clusterfucky team fight happening, alright, that's where it's going to get, like, the most value out of. But I don't think that this is gonna actually make Mei that much stronger. Like, I think, yes, it's objectively a buff. Mei is objectively stronger. I just don't think it's gonna actually, in practical terms, make her any better, because I don't think that is, like, a big enough impact. I don't think she's in enough situations where, like, that is a significant buff. Could be wrong, but, like, I just think about team fights, and I'm like, it's really rare that people are, like, that clustered together. Yeah, it happens. If there's, like, a graviton, like, happening, Mei's like, fuck, right? She just, like, walks in and freezes the whole team through the graviton. If you get caught in the whole team gets caught in the graviton, it doesn't matter. Like, they probably died regardless. Like, Mei probably didn't need to do that, for it to work, but, like, people are losing their mind over that one, because Mei's getting a buff, but I don't think it actually makes her that much better in actual practical terms, even though it is objectively a buff. People are also kind of losing their mind over Reaper. So, Death Blossom reloads Hellfire shotguns after use, whatever. Like, basically just a quality of life thing, more than anything else. Now, the big thing, I've wanted this for so fucking long. I have wanted this since the game launched. You can now cancel Wraith form early. Oh, so good. Because if I'm playing Reaper, there are times where I only want to flick Wraith form to, like, dodge a flashbang, right? And then I want to just come out of it immediately afterwards and start shooting the McCree, right? Finally, I can use it to just, like, dodge an ability, right? Fucking Reinhardt decides he's gonna Earth Shatter me. Just push the button, come out, immediately start killing Reinhardt again. Oh my god, fantastic. I've wanted it for so long. I don't even think it has, like, I don't think that has balance implications either, right? Like, it makes him better in a duel, because now if he, like, you can dodge an ability and then keep killing the person. Cool, whatever. I don't think that has, like, far-reaching balance implications. What might have this came out of nowhere. Like, this one fucking came out of nowhere. Move speed increased to 50% from 25%. He's gonna fucking go. So, basically, it's easier to use this as an escape now, because the whole idea is basically that you teleport behind the team where they can't see you, you come up and you try to kill somebody, and then you Wraith form back through the choke point to your team, and then you rinse repeat, right? Now, it's way easier to do that, because of the speed boost. But what this also does mean is that you could use this to, like, chase somebody. You still don't want to engage with this ability, right? This is still your escape, right? Like, don't fucking float up to the enemy team in Wraith form and try to fight them, right? Like, that's still a bad idea. But now, if you start getting into a fight with somebody, like, McCree flashbangs you, but then he starts running away, you can now just push Wraith form, fucking run after that boy, come out next to him, cancel it early, and finish him off. So, it does make it easier for Reaper to finish somebody off, and it makes it easier for him to escape. I actually do expect them to nerf the speed boost. I actually think that is too much. Because I also already thought Reaper was fine at the same time. So, the Wraith form thing, I'm like, yeah, cancel early, fucking finally. I don't think that really has that big of a balance implication. The move speed, I think, does actually, like, that might make Reaper, like, too good. I actually expect the speed boost to get taken off, because I think that is actually a big deal. The thing to me is that, like, Reaper is this very slow, methodical hero that you have to, like, plan things out with, and he's slow, he's lumbering, but he fucks you up, right? So if I push Wraith form and then suddenly just shoot off after somebody, I don't think that's okay. Like, I think Reaper should be a more slow, methodical hero, right? Like, I don't think he should be able to just, like, sprint after somebody like that. And I do expect that to get nerfed. Maybe not back down to 25, maybe like fucking 35 or something. Blizzard doesn't do that. If they nerf it, it goes back to 25. But I actually don't expect that to stay. That, like, came out of fucking nowhere. I don't think anyone saw that one coming. There's another change that's coming out of nowhere as well. So, general thing with Moira is that they've made it easier to see through all of her particle effects. It is fucking hard to see through Moira's particle effects. Good choice. Good job. So this also came out of nowhere. Orb of Destruction, secondary rate of fire rate reduced by 15. So the charge up, the orbs fire slower now. That, like, I don't think that's necessary. I don't know where that came from. Like, I don't think it might matter. I don't think it's really gonna matter that much, but I don't think it's really warranted. Like, it kind of comes out of nowhere, right? Like, who is out there, like, vying for a Zenyatta nerf, right? Like, salty Tracer mains who, like, come around the corner and get one shot? Like, I don't know, that just came out of nowhere. And Zenyatta's meant to deal a lot of damage, especially for support, but his alternate fire burst damage was a bit too high. I don't really think so. Like, I don't think this is a warranted nerf. I mean, I don't think it affects, like, how good Zenyatta is, but at the same, because, like, Transcendence is still really good. Discord Orb is still really good, right? Like, Zenyatta's still good. So I don't think this matters that much, but I also just don't think it's warranted. Like, it just came out of nowhere. I was really surprised to see that one on there. I was like, really? Zenyatta? Who's complaining about Zenyatta? Heroes can now be selected by double-clicking on them. Cool. Leaderboard, cool. Lockout elimination, whatever. Are there any interesting bug I didn't actually look at the bug fixes ahead of time. I know, what a wonderful... Oh, I had actually heard about this Bastion one. I had actually heard people complaining about that one. So, good job, I guess. Brigitte, more Doomfist stuff. Oh, look, there's a lot of Doomfist bug fixes in here again. From being knocked back while piloting the Riptire. Who cares? Who cares? You know? Sometimes affect enemy targets behind walls. Okay, fair enough. To grow substantially during the hero select screen when certain skills were equipped. Alright. Allowed Moira's biotic core to pass through Mei's Icefall. Thank goodness. Because that is actually the most consistent bug I've ever seen in my life. Like, it does just go through Mei's wall 100% of the time. And it doesn't even matter which orb it is or which team the Mei wall is on. Like, it does just go through the wall 100% of the time. If I'm playing Moira and I see the wall, I just throw the orb at it because I know it's going to phase through it. Like, it does actually happen like 100% of the time. No, thank goodness they fixed that one. To activate differently based on the player's latency. I'm curious as to what that exactly means. But whatever. Oh, people are upset about Zenyatta's. Oh, let's see. So, how, we got any, like, really sick I'm looking for, like, downvoted infinity times comments right now. Cause I love Salt. Damn. There isn't any, like, infinity downvoted comments on the Blizzard forums. Unbelievable. Whatever. Yeah, like, Zen is not hard to master as a hero. You crazy person. I do think it is unjustified. I don't know where that one came out of. Anyway, good patch. I like it. This might be a big deal. I think that that's going to be a big deal for that map. I think we'll actually see the third checkpoint every now and then. Won't that be cool? Don't think that's as big as... I think people are blowing this one out of proportion. This, I think, is a big deal, but nobody's really talking about it. Like, I think that's a big deal. This, I think, might be a big deal because, like, that's a lot of speed. But, like, I think people are blowing this one out of the water as well. Cool. Transparency. And, really, Zenyatta. Okay. So, relative, like, it's not as a cataclysmic a patch as the Mercy nerf, but, you know, overall, I think, good patch. Hooray, Mei actually got a buff for the first time in history. Mei players will take what they can fucking get after all this time. Fucking Torbjorn and Hanzo players are sitting there like, one of these days. one of these days. So let me know what you have thought of the patch. You know, do you think that the endothermic blaster is a big deal? Whatever. You know, let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Good patch. Good patch. Praise. Thank goodness.